Welcome back to Cage Minds Uncensored. We're going to be joined right now by Bryant McClain. He's going to be in action this coming Saturday. Buffalo Thunder Resort and Casino, Holmes Boxing presents Cold War 3. Bryant, thank you for the time. How you doing, sir?
Micah, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well here. How you doing? How you feeling with it being fight week?
I feel great, man. You know how I do it. I work hard. I stay ready. Try to stay ready. Year round. But it all comes. Anytime we get a call, I'm always ready. So.
What's this camp been like? Anything new? Anything different as you're progressing in this pro run?
Well, actually, recently got my job back with the city of Rancho. So, getting up and going to work at 6 a.m. every day and coming home and training has been a little rough. But it's I feel like it adds a little more to me being prepared for that. You go through the hard stuff to have fun and fight night,
Now, what was the first couple weeks of the camp starting and getting into that rhythm of doing both?
It was a little rough, having to get up a little earlier and do my road work and stuff in the morning, and getting my workout in the morning, and then going to work, and then coming home and training at night. It was a little bit to adjust to, but we keep going, man. We're real headstrong. We're mentally focused every time we get a fight. It's just what we do, man.
Now, this event has been kind of under the radar from some people. If you're not really up in northern New Mexico, you haven't seen the billboard by the casino. This has been kind of under the radar. How much of a camp, how many weeks have you put together for this fight?
We've known about this fight since after the last fight. Pat told us we'd be ready to go again January 28th. So we just kind of stayed ready. About I'd say we're probably like 6 weeks out. We really started to buckle down and really focus and start preparing, find out who we're fighting, and start trying to adjust to that style.
Jordan Gregory. So specifically for him, it's been about 6 weeks of focus on him.
Yes, sir. We found out the opponent. Well, actually, probably not 6 weeks finding out the actual opponent, but when we found out who he was, and I found out he's a southpaw, so I really started to focus on trying to take control over the southpaw. Any kind of information we get, we try to mix it in with a little bit of our own experience. Me and my dad. Having my dad there helps a lot. He's faced everything you could ever think of, so.
Now, talking about Jordan, the opponent, specifically, have you seen him in action before?
I haven't actually seen him in action, but, southpaws, they're typically kind of cookie-cutter style, with a southpaw, they try to sneak that left hand in, that's just kind of what we've been preparing for, and trying to find any southpaws I can spar with is a little bit of a challenge, but finding sparring in general for me has always been a challenge. So I've got a couple southpaws I've been working with, but
Oh, so you did find a couple guys though you're able to get in a little bit of work.
Yeah, there was a couple guys down at a few of the gyms we went to, but it's really hard for me to find sparring with guys my weight anyway, so I don't want to really spar anyone too small. I try to make sure I'm adjusted for the power of my weight and the height difference. So.
Now, last year you started off in January with the pro run. You were able to get 3 fights in. What are your expectations for 2017?
I never really go in with any expectations, man. We just take it as it comes. I try to do my best to work hard and bust my hump in the gym. Just to make sure that I'm prepared for anyone and anything that comes my way. I'd really like to, get a few more than three fights in this year. I'd like to be a lot more active this year. So, just keep the W's coming, man. Just that O is it's a real bargaining chip in favor, a favor of us. The more money I can make, the more I can feed my family and make it easier on myself and my wife. So. Just to keep winning, man. That's it for 2017. Just keep on winning.
Fourth consecutive time, gonna be up there. Buffalo Thunder Resort and Casino, fighting under the Holmes Boxing banner. Is there a kind of a normalcy that you're able to get into going through? It's the same venue, the same commission. Is there a rhythm and a routine that you found with this?
Yeah, kind of. I fight, fighting there the 3 times this last year and coming back this 4th time. Yeah, you get a little comfortable. You know what I mean? The commission and all the guys over there are real cool. The Holmes guys, they treat me real nice. It's nice fighting up there. Buffalo Thunder's actually kind of becoming like one of my second homes. To be honest with you, they know me pretty well in Santa Fe as far as I know. So.
And the last fight up there, Ivan Miranda, you were finally able to get away from Daniel Flores, and you walk away with a TKO. Tell us about that last performance and getting that first pro stoppage, what that meant to you.
Oh man, it was a real heart-stopping moment, man. Just seeing the ref step in and wave it off, knowing that I finished it in the second round. I saw my dad's face. My dad was ecstatic. My brother was pumped, and my cornermen were all just losing their minds. I could see my family in the crowd just going crazy. It was a little bit of deja vu, going to my dad's fights. I just felt like I was seeing stuff from my dad's point of view. Ivan Miranda, oh man, that dude is tough, man. He came in to fight, that's for sure. Being able to get my first knockout over Ivan Miranda was really something, because he was a real tough competitor. He's a tough customer. He came in to fight. So
getting that win, doing it in such an impressive fashion, what were your thoughts right away on what you can do to sustain this momentum and build off of it?
Just keep my nose to the grindstone. Just keep working. Make sure I'm always ready. I just make sure we're strong and ready to go for each fight. That was one of the main things that we focused on for that last camp, was making sure I was conditioned to, if I needed to, if I got him hurt, just keep throwing until I put him down. So we're gonna try to work that in a little more with coming against that southpaw style, and just always make sure we're focused and picking our shots. And if the knockout comes, it comes. If not, we're happy with whatever comes our way. So
you're coming up on the year anniversary of your pro debut, so you've had this year now to mature as a professional. Do you have that feeling now? Is there a different feeling of being a professional in the boxing game than when you were just an amateur?
Oh yeah, with in the amateurs it actually seemed a little more difficult for me to find fights. This way, knowing that I have a fight coming up and being able to focus on that camp and get ready to go and just be prepared for it. It's a lot more comfortable for me than being an amateur. But the pro game it's a crazy world. I mean, it's a totally different animal. You got a lot of people coming up to you and trying to blow your ego up. I try to not focus on that too much. Just make sure I keep working and just get in there and do my job on fight night.
And do you get a sense that there is that professional feeling here? There is that need to put on a show and a need to make a statement each fight to get your name out there?
Oh yeah, if anyone's seen me fight, they know that's one of my main goals is to make sure the customers get what they paid for. Is the customers come to see violence, man. They love to see 2 guys going to war, 2 guys pummeling each other. So if it comes down to it and I got to go to war with a guy, then I'll do my best to come out on top. If not, I try to box as much as possible. But if the customers come to see a fight, so I try to make sure I fight. The customers love the bagpipes, man. The fans love it. They hear the bagpipes chime up. They know I'm coming. They see the green, and everyone just loses their mind, man. It's a great feeling. I love hearing the crowd roar, and it kind of pumps me up, man.
Has there been that different, I guess, adrenaline rush from the pros to the amateurs?
Yeah, it was definitely a much bigger adrenaline rush coming in as a pro. That was definitely the first time I came in. That was definitely the biggest crowd I ever fought in front of. Usually I was fighting like conference halls and stuff like that. Community center gyms, stuff like that. It holds maybe like 300, 400 people. Being able to fight in front of a few thousand people was definitely got my heart going. So
And to the first time even, cause not just the amount of people, but Buffalo Thunder, they do everything they can to put on a show. There's the lights, the music, and there is that crazy pro atmosphere crowd. Was that like a totally, what was that moment like your first time walking out? Was that a adrenaline rush? Was it overwhelming? What was that like?
It was, yeah, it was a little overwhelming. I didn't really expect that adrenaline rush coming in. I tried to stay kind of calm, but the adrenaline hit me for sure. That was actually the first time I'd actually been up to Buffalo Thunder. It's very rare I ever get out of Rio Rancho, so being able to go up to, Santa Fe and Espanola and seeing Buffalo Thunder up there is an amazing resort. Is a beautiful place. Everyone up there is real beautiful people, man. They're all real respectful, real nice. It made me feel real at home. I felt like I wasn't even out of Rio Rancho. I felt like I was maybe 5 minutes from my house. But it was definitely a bigger feeling, man. It was a stronger adrenaline rush than I'd ever felt before in my life, and it got me hooked right away, man. I was stuck after that.
How many times this camp did you have that feeling at 5 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock at night after work? I'm working and I'm training and why am I doing this to myself? Did you hit those moments in this camp?
Oh, yeah. I think every fighter gets that thought pops in a fighter's head every once in a while, but I try to push that out of my mind because I really do. I love boxing. Boxing has been a huge part of my life since I was, knee high to a grasshopper. So I do my best because I always want to make sure I make my family proud, make my kids proud, make my parents proud, make the city of Rancho proud. It's one of those things where you gotta live life to the fullest, man. And if you want to do this, then you make sure you have to be prepared. So I get up every morning, even though I'm like, oh man, I'm tired. Work was too rough yesterday, but I get up, I do my road work, come home, I train. It's like a religion to me, man. You don't want to do it all the time, but it's something inside me that tells me, get up and do it, man. You get off your butt. It's time to go.
Now, heading into this fight, what do you think is going to be the difference? What is the separating factor? Why does your hand get raised on the 28th?
There's a quote from a guy from Cleveland named Danny Green. Says, "I'm a Celtic warrior with God on my side. I ain't going anywhere until he says so." So, I feel like I'm prepared every time. I got a huge heart, man. Nothing. If they want to stop me, they're gonna have to put me out because I'm gonna keep swinging. I'm gonna keep going. So that's why they called me the Bulldog in the amateurs, man. I was just real tenacious, man. I don't ever stop. If we're fighting, we're fighting. So.
And when you get into the boxing match, you've lived this life for so long. Do you look at boxing as it's a fight, as it's a competition, a test of wills? What is boxing as a competition? What is it? How do you analyze it?
It's I think each fight comes a little different. You face different opponents. Each opponent is different. Each opponent comes with their own mindset on what they're going to do that night. With Daniel Flores, he came to fight, so I knew it was going to be. I'm going to have to outbox him a little bit for the first couple rounds, and then try and step it up third round, fourth round, finish it off, or just keep the pace up. With Ivan, I knew he was coming full steam ahead, so I wanted to be able to try and push my power over on him and stop him before he gained any momentum. So with each opponent, you gotta kind of adjust it. And you won't know what kind of opponent you're facing until the bell rings, until they come at you, until they start throwing punches. So if I need to box, I'm confident in my boxing. If I need to fight, I've always been confident in my fighting. And if I need to go toe to toe, stand in a phone booth with someone, I'm more than happy to do that too. I call myself a jack of all trades when it comes to boxing, man. I can do it all. I got a great jab. I got good distance on everything. I also know how to fight inside. So I'm always ready for anything that comes my way.
The first boxing event of 2017 for New Mexico, first professional boxing event, is going to be January 28th at the Buffalo Thunder Resort and Casino, Cold War 3. Bryant McClain, I got to thank you for the time. Last but not least, who did you need to shout out to and thank?
I want to give a shout out to the whole city of Rancho. All my guys over at Public Works. Come on out and see a great show. I want to thank my family and all my friends and my wife and my kids who support me the most. I'd also like to thank you, Micah. I appreciate you always taking the time to talk to me. Everyone coming out to Buffalo Thunder on the 28th, and it's called Cold War for a reason, man. We're all going to war. Everyone's going to bleed. It's going to be a good night. Come on out and see a great show.
It was my pleasure talking to you. There'll be more Cage Minds Uncensored in just a moment.